So come and sit up onto some height. Take the flesh away from the sit bones. Lean towards the back edge of your sit bones. Lift the rib cage, expand the heart. Roll the shoulders down and back, and take thumb and index finger together, palms facing open. Relax your belly and your face. And with your next exhale, begin to turn your awareness within. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth to help you arrive here in this present moment. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling in your body, mind, and heart. Resting the awareness at the heart center, just taking a moment to reflect on changes that have been arising in your life recently. Just noticing what is changing for you. And then just take a moment to reflect on what your relationship is to those changes that are arising. Is there resistance, anxiety, overwhelm? Or is there acceptance, flexibility, and adaptability? Imagining your mind to be like a garden and just beginning to weed out any thoughts or judgments, anything that's taking space in your life that is preventing you from fully relaxing into change. As each thought arises, just weeding it out of the garden of your mind, of your heart. And just planting seeds of how you want to feel. Relaxed, balanced, present, okay, happy, peaceful, at ease. Join your hands together in prayer pose at the heart center, dedicating this practice to embracing change, to embracing uncertainty and becoming curious about it, allowing it, relaxing into it. We'll sing 3 ohms together to awaken this practice. Take a nice and deep breath in. Gently bowing to the heart and releasing. If you need to move around for a little bit, feel welcome. I'm going to begin this practice with a mudra sequence to synchronize our breath, our intention, and our movement. So going with this theme of uprooting, we'll bring the backs of our hands to touch and gently uproot any thoughts, habits, beliefs that are standing in the way of us being in our highest self, And then flipping the hands, planting a seed at the center of your heart, planting seeds of adaptability, flexibility, curiosity. And then we'll press the thumb and pinky finger together, draw our arms together as a stem, and let those arms grow towards the light, trusting in the light, trusting in our growth. Thumb and index finger come together, and then we release expectations, we release disappointments, we release our story of how we believe that life should be, how that flower should look when it blossoms. So we'll connect this movement with our breath 3 times, closing your eyes whenever you feel ready. So inhale, backs of hands to touch, uprooting what no longer serves, planting a seed at our heart, letting it grow towards the light, growing strong and open, and then releasing and allowing. Inhale, backs of hands to touch. The seed forms. Flower grows towards the light. We open, expand, express our full potential, and then let it go. Last time, maybe the eyes are closed. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. So with your hands connected to the earth, feeling the support of that earth beneath you as we begin to open our hips and grow our lotus. Take your right foot forward, please, in front of the mat. I'm going to turn to the side. So you might like to continue sitting on some height here or just sitting on the mat. Interlacing the hands behind the belly of the thigh, roll the shoulders down the back, lean to the back edge. Keep your heart nice and lifted. So for this practice, we're going slow and we're moving with the breath. Now, if you know the Ujjayi breath, you're welcome to work with it. As you inhale, send the heel to the sky, come into the full expression. And as you exhale, slowly release, opening the back of the leg. Working with the breath, inhale to lengthen, spread your toes, lengthen the leg, and exhale, release. You're welcome to close your eyes now if that's available to you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, lengthen, keep your toes spread, walk your hands up your shin, maybe to the arch of the foot, elbows wide as you lengthen the spine, drawing that leg in towards the face. Now you might like to work with a strap here. You can place the strap around the base of the foot, making sure that the spine is nice and long. Spread the toes, lengthen the heart, feel the opening through the back of the leg, breathing into it. Just going nice and slow. We'll come into a little twist here. Take the left hand outside the pinky toe edge or bring your hand to the strap. The right arm extends behind, root down through the sit bones, lengthen through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, twist towards the extended right hand. So feeling your limbs nice and long, feeling that twist in the spine. The inhale, we lift and lengthen. Exhale, we deepen into the twist. Last one, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, twist. Turn the head and gaze forward. Bring your hands, walk it down the shin, bend your knees, and we'll come into a cradle. So bring your foot into the arch of your left elbow. Hugging around, interlacing the hands. Again, maybe you're working with a strap here. Lift your heel, draw your foot in, and gently rock your little hip baby side to side, rocking your hip nice and open. Finding your breath, finding that length in your spine. Keep lifting your heel, drawing it in, pressing this knee away from you. And close your eyes for 3 deep, grounding, cleansing breaths. Release your right hand to the earth. The foot comes to rest in the hand. Lengthen the leg to the sky, hand to the earth. Slowly lower that leg all the way down the center of the mat for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. This left foot, comes into the thigh, and you can support this knee with a block. You might also like to work with a strap, always taking time to set up the foundation of our pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Feel the length in your side body. Relax the shoulders. Spread the fingers. Spread the toes. Inhale, open your heart. And exhale, slow motion. Dive the heart forward, bringing your hands to rest on the earth, the shin, outside the foot or beyond the foot. Chin to chest. Close your eyes. Feel the sensation and the breath awakening through the back of your legs. Let's take 3 full cleansing, grounding, healing breaths. Reach your fingertips forward. Activate fingers and toes. Inhale all the way up. And exhale to gently release. Beautiful. Bring your hands underneath the thigh. Draw the thigh back in. And draw your right foot in towards a half lotus. Now, if it doesn't quite reach there, you can always bring your right foot in front of the left. And again, we'll take the flesh away from the sit bones. Bring your fingertips to the earth. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And slowly begin to fold forward. Keep your sit bones rooted, your belly hugged in, and maybe you're gently swaying side to side as you walk forward. Hug your chin into your chest, beginning to awaken the back body. Close your eyes. Take a nice big breath in, fill the whole back side of the body, and then come a little bit deeper. Soften the face. And with your next inhale, gently walk back to an upright. Bring your hands on either side. Inhale, interlace the hands. Reach up to the sky, and exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Hug your low belly in. Throughout our practice, you may like to work with your eyes soft or closed. Inhale, look up, interlace the hands behind the back of the head. Lean back as you look up, drawing your shoulder blades and elbows toward each other on the back. Keep softening and relaxing into any tension that may be arising. Looking forward, inhale, sweep the arms back up, and exhale, release. Walk your left fingertips over to the left. Root them down and inhale, sweep your right arm up and over into a side bend. Turning the gaze up to the sky, rolling the shoulders back, flipping the palms so the pinky finger faces down. Push into the fingers to lift and expand the heart, turning your gaze up. Maybe you're coming onto your forearm, but keep the right sit bone grounded and rooted. Breathe into that side body, create space, allow yourself to dynamically move around here, move into the space that you're creating with your breath. And with your next inhale, root the right sit bone and come all the way back up. Your hands on either side. Just take a moment to feel the difference side to side. Feel the stability and the support of the earth beneath you. Walk your fingertips over to the right. Inhale, left arm sweeps up and over. Leaning back, rolling the heart to the sky. Relax the shoulder away from your ears. You reach long, turning the pinky finger down, rooting left sit bone. feeling the side body peel open, just continuing to move into alignment as you open the breath. One of the key ways to help us embrace change is to just let ourselves go slowly. There's no hurry. Ground into each moment and allow. Inhale, come all the way up. Take a moment to notice if you're feeling even just a little bit more relaxed and open. And we'll come into the same practice on our second side. So bring your left foot forward. Engage the hands behind the belly of the thigh. Roll the shoulders back, find balance. Inhale, lengthen the heel to the sky. Exhale, release. So we want to use the whole of the breath to come into the full expression of the pose. So inhale all the way up. Exhale, release, making sure to avoid rounding the spine or compromising the integrity of your alignment. 2 more. At the top of your next inhale, walk your hand up the leg to the arch of the foot or a strap. Spread the toes and blossom into this shape. Maybe the knee is bent here. Right hand outside the left pinky toe edge of the foot. Left arm expands behind us for a twist. Root down to rise up. Inhale, exhale, twist. Twists are beautiful detoxifying poses. So when you were thinking before of which thoughts, habits, and beliefs that you are open to releasing, these twists can help us with that intention as well. So inhale, rise, grow tall, and exhale, release and soften. And gently release. Bend the knee. And we'll come into a cradle. So bring the foot into the arch of the right elbow. Keep that foot nice and lifted, wrapping around and interlacing, or else working with the strap. And just gently rocking your leg, baby, side to side, awakening the hip. Keep your spine nice and long, your toes nice and awake. Inhale here, and then slowly we come into our seated meditation, our half lotus, or simply with the left foot in front of the right. Flash away from the sit-bones. Fingertips forward. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And slowly melt down to the earth. Keep the hips grounded as you hug the belly in and gently sway side to side. Relax the chin into the chest to release the back of the neck. And make sure the face is nice and soft. So notice if you're holding any expression in the face. And gently walk yourself back to an upright. Release your foot nice and long. Release the hands and then gently lower the leg down into Ardhanu Shirshasana on the second side. So again, the foot comes in towards the thigh. Maybe you're bringing a block or a cushion beneath your sit bones beneath your knee, just to help support you to go more deep. You might have a strap close by, and we'll inhale to reach our arms up, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, opening the heart, and then slowly letting the heart guide your way forward. Hands to the earth, the shin, the arch of the foot, the wrist, shin to chest. Breathe into this sensation. And this is another important aspect of cultivating equanimity, cultivating peace and ease to be able to embrace change. And that is just to practice awareness, to practice feeling where in the body the sensation is arising and breathing into it, breathing love, breathing softness. Reach the fingertips forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. And exhale, release. Hands underneath the thigh to draw the leg back in, taking your seated meditation pose. Maybe it's a half lotus, maybe it's one foot in front of the other. And we'll come into some twists. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back. So coming onto the tent of your fingers, maybe bringing your hand to a block or just the earth right behind your sit bones. Root down and rise up. Inhale. Exhale from the rib cage. Twist, turn the head and gaze to the back shoulder. Now 2 more times with the breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twisting, detoxifying, releasing. Last one. Turn your head and gaze forward and gently release. Second side. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right fingertips behind. Root down to rise up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist and release. In order to release, it's just so important that we become aware of what thoughts are there, what beliefs are there that may be holding us back from embracing change. So inhale, bring those thoughts into your mind. And as you exhale, see if you can twist and release. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, deepen. Turn the head and gaze forward and gently release. Bring your hands forward, roll over. Release any cushions or props. Spread your toes and come and sit on your heels for a nice samurai seat. So lean back so you're spreading the toes. Close your eyes, awakening the foundation of our being. Beautiful. Bring your hands forward, coming onto hands and knees for a few rounds of cat-cow. Spreading the toes, the hips above the knees, shoulders above the wrist, arch the spine, look up. Draw your shoulder blades together, and then hug your heart in towards the sky. Hug your belly in, chin to the chest, round. Lean back, coming into a flow with breath and movement. Plant the hands, inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Two more. With your eyes closed and your breath flowing, keep this shape of hands and knees and just begin to move the spine in an S shape. Just exploring the nooks and crannies, just moving through any tension that's arising. Coming back to a neutral, awakening the heart, Anahatasana. Walk your hands forward, melt the heart, chin to the earth, or maybe the forehead to the earth or to a block. Lean back to traction, the spine. Find your breath. Tops of the feet to the earth and slowly come back into a child's pose. The big toes touch. The belly wiggles between the thighs for a wide-legged child's pose, and melt the forehead or chin to the earth. You may like to bring your hands into a prayer and just revisit your intention for this practice to embrace change and uncertainty in your life. How can you embrace change with more grace? Release the hands, come back onto hands and knees, tuck the toes, and shift the weight back. So we're sitting back in our samurai seat. This time we're gonna come into a squat. So we'll lean back, bring our hands forward, open the knees, bring our heels together, lift the heart. And we're gonna see if we can practice our lotus mudra here. You might need to bring a block underneath your sit bones. Backs of hands to touch. Inhale, plant your seed, grow the flower, and exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale. Think of your intention. Really feel in to what you're dedicating this practice to. And on this last one, we're going to come all the way to a standing. So inhale, plant the seed, grow the flower, turn your knees forward, push into your toes, and come all the way up. And release your hands. Beautiful. Come to the top of your mat. Your feet are hips distance apart, pushing out into the A frame of the body, the pinky toe lifting the inner arches of our feet, soft knees. You can bounce a little bit here just to feel the foundation. Take a moment to close your eyes and feel your heart. Notice what is arising in the heart. What is your state? How is your internal vibration? So take a nice deep breath into the heart, relaxing in. And we'll work with our mudra here as we come into our first standing poses. So bring the backs of the hands to touch. Remember your intention. What are you uprooting? What are you planting? What are you growing and allowing and receiving? And as you exhale, what are you releasing? Hinge from the hips, fold. Bend your knees. Spread your sit bones open. Nod your head. Yes, no, maybe so. Lean back into the heels as you walk your fingertips forward, stretching the spine. Relaxing the face. Keep leaning back as you walk your fingertips forward. And exhale, release. Plant your hands down to the earth and slowly step 1 foot back at a time, coming into a high plank. So spread your fingers wide, hug your elbows into the midline, pull the kneecaps up as you stretch forward from the crown of the head to the heels. Make sure your shoulders are directly over your wrists, and make sure that there's a soft space underneath the palm of your hands, like you're holding a little ball with this nice gecko lunge. Bring your knees down, hug your elbows in, and lower all the way down to the earth. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, open your heart. Look up, draw your shoulder blades together. If it's available to you, spread the toes, lift the kneecaps, reach back, feel the lengthening and the opening in the back of the body. So we can consider the back of the body to be the shadow side of the body, the protection of the body. So notice any armoring that's formed here in response to unexpected or seemingly disappointing change. And as you exhale, release it, plant your hands beneath your shoulders and soften into a child's pose, this pose of surrender, turning our palms to face up. We can't control what happens in our outer worlds, but we can cultivate a loving relationship with this present moment. So the more we strengthen this letting go muscle, this muscle of surrender, the stronger and more capable, the more resilient we become. Let's take 3 more breaths, letting go in child's pose. Ah. Ah. Turn the palms to face down, come back onto hands and knees, and find your way slowly, lovingly, gently into your first downward dog of the practice. Nice long spine. Lift your hips, send the heels back, send the thigh bones back, and just begin to dance your dog, pedaling one foot and then another. And check in with your alignment. Make sure that your fingers are spread wide. Make sure that your feet are hips distance and facing forward. You can bring the heel of one foot into the arch of the opposite foot to measure the distance. Come high on the toes, soft bend in the knees, belly to thigh to lengthen the spine to create space, and shimmy around here a little bit. These are not static poses. We're working with the breath to create space, to create length in the body. Now step the feet together. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. So we're in a 3-legged dog, soft elbows pushing the earth away. Maybe your left heel is lifted or grounded. And as you exhale, hug the knee into the chest and just draw S shapes across the center line as you bring your shoulders over your wrists. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, snake your knee across the center, shoulders over wrists. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, snaking the knee down the center, bringing the foot between the hand, back knee to the earth. Walk your hands to the top of the knee. It's a variation of Anjane Asana lunge pose. Lift and spread your toes. Make sure that you have a nice, strong foundation. Inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, deepen into the lunge. Option to keep your hand on your knee. Bring your hand to blocks or to the earth, pushing down to lift and open your heart. Maybe bringing the chin back. Push into that front foot a lot. Maybe you can sweep your arms up, crisscrossing your prayer and expanding your heart nice and open. Relax the shoulders. Feel your foundation. Feel this opening of your heart center, your hips. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, release. Bring your hands inside the foot. Heel toe the foot to the wide edge of the mat and your hands underneath your shoulders. So maybe your left knee comes a little bit wider as we prepare for gecko lunge. Now prepare some blocks or cushions that might be of help for you. And we're also going to come into a twist so you can prepare a strap if that's going to be supportive of you this day. Inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, slow motion, lower, maybe onto the forearms, lifting your hip. Maybe you're just on the hands, or maybe you're on your block. Now, if you're feeling really strong, then tuck that back toe and lift the back leg and gently bounce forward and back. Or if it feels really good for you to cultivate more openness in the hip, turn onto the pinky toe edge. Let that knee splay out wide. Breathe deeply into the sensation. This is the key to cultivating flexibility and adaptability, acknowledging the sensations that are arising, breathing into them, creating space. For our twist, you might like to come up onto your hands, or else you can stay on your left forearm. Root into the back knee and lift it up. And as you inhale, the right arm sweeps up and over, taking hold of the top of the foot or the strap. Spread the toes, and then kick the foot into the hand. Blossom the heart open into this beautiful twist. Find your breath. Find that openness of the shoulder and the heart. And gently release. Bring the hand down to the earth. Bring the foot back to the earth. Come back to center. Root through the back knee. Walk your hands back to the knee and shift the weight back. For this one, you might like to bring a cushion under your knee. And again, you might like to work with a strap. So root into that front foot a lot and draw the left foot in towards the buttocks as you reach the hand to the top of the foot. Draw the foot into the hip, lift the heart, spread the toes, draw your awareness back, inhale, and as you exhale, find your lunge. Just notice how deep feels good for you today. Wherever you're at, can you celebrate that? Some days we're more flexible and open than others. That's why we just show up to the practice as often as we can, hopefully every day, just to keep creating space and openness, flexibility, adaptability. Let's take our last big breath here. Inhale and exhale, release. Lengthening the front leg in a half splits, also known as a runner's lunge. Arms up. Inhale. Open the heart. And then slowly bring your hands onto blocks on either side of your knees or onto the earth. Hug your right hip back. Lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, fold, closing your eyes. Forward folds help us to look more deeply within. So feel the sensation. Breathe into the sensation. And then move into the space that you're creating. Some of us may be able to come into Hanumanasana now, the full splits, just developing courage. So wherever you're at in the journey, I'll invite you to inhale and look up. Slide your front foot forward, tuck your back toe, and draw your back knee back. You might like to fold a cushion or bring a block underneath the top of the thigh and just slowly begin to slide that foot forward, slide the back foot back, walk your hands back, keep hugging your right hip back as you inhale and lengthen the heart. Maybe the top of the foot is on the earth, and maybe you can come into a forward fold. Just find your edge where you're at today. There's no need to come into the full splits. If you're in a half splits, perfect. Can you feel sensation? Can you feel expansion? Can you feel your relationship with the present moment? Let's tuck our back toe. Gently begin to slide the front foot in, slide the back knee in, release your props. Got a little rainstorm happening here now. Push into your hands and take a moment in a child's pose, sitting on your heels, palms facing up. 3 full breaths, please. I love this pose. It's so beautiful because we're releasing expectation. We're releasing the story of how we think things should be. And instead, we're opening ourselves to curiosity, to surrender, to allowing. Turn the palms to face down, and we'll come up onto our downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, lengthen your spine, and take a few moments to dance your dog. And maybe you can feel the difference side to side. Nice and slow. Step the feet together. Inhale, sweep your left leg all the way up. Soft elbows, push the earth away. Feel that length. And as you exhale, awaken the toes, hug the knee in, and draw an S shape across the midline. Inhale. Exhale. Coloring outside the lines. Last one. Exhale. And bring your foot between the hands, the back knee to the earth, and walk your hands up to the top of the knee. Roll your shoulders back, root the front foot. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, find your edge in a lunge. Maybe the hands come to blocks of the earth and you push down to rise up the heart, leaning back. Or maybe as you root down, you can raise your arms to the sky, crisscrossing the opposite way and taking a nice lunge, feeling your heart, the whole backside of your body, feeling the armoring beginning to soften away, melting away, creating space and love and acceptance and curiosity. Beautiful. Root the back foot down, root the front foot down, shift the weight back. And maybe you'll bring a cushion underneath your knee. I think the rain got me off a little bit of the flow, but we're gonna get to all of the poses. So bring the foot into the buttocks, tops of the hands to the top of the foot. Push down into that front foot, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, spread the toes, and exhale, deepen into your lunge. Keeping the heart nice and lifted, the elbows drawing in toward each other, feeling that nice stretch through the front of the hip flexor and the psoas muscle. I love opening the hips. They hold so much tension, so much emotion, and they represent our ability to move forward in life with grace and ease. So I'm going to do a lot of hip openers throughout this series. Gently release, rooting down. We'll come into our gecko lunge. So bring your fingertips to the inner arch of the foot, heel toe the foot to the wide edge of the mat. Lift the heart, inhale. And as you exhale, hello, beautiful Stumpy. Cats always like to practice yoga. Find your edge. Maybe you're on your forearms. Maybe you're on your hands. Maybe you're lifting your back thigh. Maybe you're rolling over onto the pinky toe edge of the foot, letting your hips soften and open. You can gently rock side to side. She's feeling it. And then we come into our twist. So root the back knee, lift the back leg, shift the weight to the right forearm or to the right hand. And you can work with a strap or else just reach the hand to the top of the foot, kick the foot into the hand, blossom the heart open, turn the gaze up and breathe. Gently release. Walk your hands back underneath the shoulder, heel toe the foot back underneath the knee. Root the back knee, lengthen the front leg, and take your arms up. Open your heart, inhale. And exhale, slowly lower the hands to the earth. Maybe your hands come onto blocks. Hug your left hip back this time to lengthen your spine. So curling the heart up and open, toes spread, And then exhale, fold. Ah. I'm going to take this into a full Hanumanasana if that's available for you. So just find your edge, find the place where you feel like you can expand the most. So slowly slide the front foot forward. Maybe you're tucking the back toe and sliding the back knee back. Maybe you're taking a block underneath your front thigh, preparing here upright. Maybe you're coming into a forward fold. Keep drawing your shoulders back, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, come into your edge in a forward fold, taking 3 full breath cycles here. Anytime the outside world comes into distraction, can you use that as part of your practice? Can you use the triggers from the outer world to come deeper into the space of presence? It's an invitation. Tuck your back toe. Hug your back knee in. Release the block. Slide your knee back. Take your big toes together, your palms facing up. Sit on your heels for 3 breaths in a child's pose. Walk your hands underneath the shoulders. Hug the shoulder blades together, kind of tarantula arms here. And then slowly lift yourself into an upright position, sitting on your heels in hero's pose. Maybe bringing a block to elevate your sit bones. We'll take 5 breaths in a meditation pose here. Just closing the eyes. 5 deep breaths in and out. Just noticing how you're feeling at this stage of the practice. And gently releasing. Bring your hips to one side. Your left foot comes into the right thigh. The right shin is alongside the right thigh. Some of us might bring ourselves into a half lotus here. And if you like, you can work with a strap, wrapping the strap around your foot, tossing it over your right hip. Coming into a mermaid twist. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, right hand, left knee, left fingertips behind. Make sure both sit bones are rooted as you lengthen and inhale and exhale, twist. Each inhale, it's like we're taking a nice big step up a spiral staircase, and each exhale, deepening. Last one. Turn the head and gaze forward and gently release. Leaning back onto the hands and switching sides. So nice to have company. One of the biggest changes that I've had to adapt to is coming to you in this format. So not having you live in person, but having you in the future. It's challenging, the different constellations of opportunities and difficulties that can arise when we're trying something new. And for me, progress over perfection. Because what is perfection anyway? So let's find our mermaid twist. Bring your right foot into the thigh, left leg is alongside the thigh. Both sit bones are rooted. Flesh away from the sit bone. Maybe you're sitting on some height Or maybe you're here in a half lotus with the strap over your hip. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right fingertips behind the back. Root down to rise up, inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, deepen. 2 more. Grow tall, inhale. And exhale, deepen. Turn your head and gaze forward and gently release. Bring your hands behind your back and let's just take a nice little butterfly and just flying it out. This always reminds me of one of my favorite quotes that is so relevant for this practice. And it's a Buckminster Fuller quote. And it says, "There's nothing in the caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly." And what I love about that is that I feel that most of us right now are in this goopy chrysalis. We don't know what's going to happen next. No one knows what's going to happen next. All we know is that how things are forever changed. And all we can do is cultivate our relationship to the present moment. So another really important practice to help us to create the conditions in which we can embrace change and uncertainty with more grace and ease, to live from more love and less fear, is to cultivate so much compassion for ourselves, remembering that the journey is the destination. And this roller coaster, this corona coaster of emotions that we're moving through as individuals and collectives is okay. So we need to practice being okay with that roller coaster and relaxing into what is, loving ourselves and trusting that we'll make it through. So bring your hands behind the back, lift your hips, and come on to the back. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Maybe you're bringing blocks underneath your knees. And take the next 5 breaths to close your eyes, to connect with these rhythms that have been with you always, these rhythms that support your life, that support your existence on this planet here and now. And just take the next few breaths to relax into trust. Feel yourself softening and deepening into the present moment. And the present moment is where we can find so much freedom. Bring your hands outside your thighs, draw your knees to the sky. We'll come into a long held back bend. So if you have a block, I encourage you to use it. Otherwise, we'll just do the regular back bend. So bring your fingertips to your heels. Lift your hips so that the flat of your back is supported by the earth. Make sure your block is close by. The block has 3 variations: the lowest level, the middle level, and the highest level. So you're going to come to your edge today. Push into your feet. Lift your hips all the way up, the gaze to the belly button. Hug your knees in toward each other. Rock your shoulders underneath the back. Now, if you don't have a block today, then you're welcome to stay here. Just keep hugging the knees into the midline, lifting your hips, rocking your shoulders under. Maybe if you have a block, then bring it underneath your sacrum. So that's the triangle bone just above your butt cheeks. Yeah. Lower down so you feel nice and stable. And then gently walk your feet forward, toes to the sky. And take the arms up and over the head. Closing your eyes, feeling the stretch, cultivating this openness, this curiosity to the moment. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. Always welcome to stay longer if it feels good for you. Otherwise, we'll gently walk our feet in towards our hips. Lift the hips, release the block, and we'll come roll onto the back, the arms alongside, just below the shoulders. Take your feet as wide as the mat, and we'll just windshield wiper our legs side to side. So inhaling to one side, exhaling to the second side. Next time your knees come to the right side, stay there. Maybe you're bringing blocks underneath your knees, or else maybe you can bring your right foot on top of your left knee and turn your head to the left middle finger. Let's take 3 full breath cycles there. Embracing every sensation that's arising. Head and gaze to the sky. Release the right foot down. Both knees to the sky. Lift the hips to release the back. And then bring your knees up and over to the left. Left foot on top of the right. Head and gaze down the arm to the middle right finger. Just a nice and gentle, slow flow today. Just noticing how you're feeling. Head and gaze to the sky. Gently release the feet down to the earth. Lift the hips to release the roundness and gently hug your knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little spinal massage here. Rock and roll. So for our inversion, you're welcome to bring your legs up to the sky, big toes touching. Maybe you're bringing the arms up to the sky above the shoulders. So this is dying cockroach styles. You're welcome just to shake it all out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come to stillness. Option to stay here, or option to lift your hips onto the block so that you've got some height. If you're tired or on your moon cycle today, no further than here. For the rest of us, if you'd like, you're welcome to come into a plow pose. So making sure the head and neck are still, lifting the hips, taking the feet up behind the head, rocking the shoulders underneath, one at a time, interlace the hands, push into the toes, lift the hips. We'll hold this for a few more breaths. So if you'd like to take any variations, you're welcome. Maybe you're bringing your hand to rest on the toes. Maybe you're bending your knees and wrapping your arms around the eyes, Karna Padasana, your pressure pose. Lifting the hips, make sure the neck is nice and still. Be mindful to avoid any movement of the head and neck. And then whichever version of the inversion that you're in, maybe you're coming into a shoulder stand, maybe the legs are just up the wall, maybe your hips are on a block. We'll stay here for 5 more full breaths. And then slowly begin to release vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll all meet with our hands underneath our butt cheeks, our feet together, our knees wide. Just take a moment to rest. If you've come up today into the plow and the full shoulder stand, then I invite you to counter pose with Matsyasana, fish pose. Root the elbows, lift the heart, relax the head back, maybe to the earth. Maybe you work with the variation. Hug your chin into your chest and come on to the back. Release the hands. If there's any last pose that your body is calling you into, I invite you to offer that now. Otherwise, you're welcome to just bring your knees up. Prepare yourself for Shavasana, the final resting pose. Taking your feet as wide as the mat, your arms alongside the body. Just take a moment to wiggle side to side. Maybe you're bringing a blanket or a sarong over the body, or maybe a little eye pillow over the eyes. Take a nice and deep breath in. And as you exhale, release and soften. Just letting yourself integrate fully all of the expansions and openings that we cultivated through this practice to help us be able to meet change with more grace and ease, cultivating our ability to be present to what's arising, aware of the challenges that we have in response, and the strength to empower ourselves, to love ourselves, to have patience with the process, to trust in the support of life. And bring a nice deep breath into your belly. And gently begin to awaken fingers and toes. Stretching your arms long above the head, stretching long from fingers to toes. And bringing your feet to the earth and gently rolling on to one side. And pushing your hand into the earth to help slowly lift and bring you back to center. Kitty's got my meditation cushion. Take the flesh away from your sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall, lift the rib cage. Take a few moments to bring one hand to the earth, one hand to the heart, and just connect to how you feel after this beautiful practice of cultivating strength and presence and love to help us embrace change and uncertainty. This practice is here to support you, and it's available to you anytime. So remember to always come back to the breath. Come back to loving what is. Come back to embracing yourself fully. Embracing whatever's arising, any emotion, and letting it be there. Bring your hands into prayer at heart center. Feel your prayer, feel your intention. We'll do one closing lotus mudra together, reminding ourselves that the jewel is in the lotus. No mud, no lotus. Inhale, backs of hands to touch. What are you uprooting? Planting, growing, allowing, receiving, expanding, and exhale, release. We'll close this practice with one beautiful Om together to seal the space. Take a nice deep breath in. Joining your hands together at the heart in gratitude. Thank you so much for your beautiful practice, for showing up to yourself, for showing up with the desire to be more resilient and courageous, to strengthen yourself, to be able to embrace change and uncertainty with more grace. Sending you so much love. May this practice continue to support you. Namaste.